This cautionary tale, this Twitter thread, reads like a horror movie, a psychological thriller. This is what women really need to know, that many of these men are miniature colonizers. They want a woman so that they can mine her resources, her creativity, whatever energy she has, whatever intelligence she has, because they need that. This is a reason why a lot of them want to get back into the actual office, because that is where they are able to suck the creative juices and intelligence from other people. They do this at home too, because we know that the wives are we're doing the organizing, we're doing the creative stuff, we're doing the day-to-day things for businesses. Listen to this woman's story. Rue says, "It's funny how my ex wanted me to stay home with the kids, but also resented me for spending any money, but also fell out of love with me because I wasn't going out and having a social life. As if that's free. LOL. Anyway, we have mediation today. Can you tell?" Also funny how he told me he resented being my only community and then pointed out in 2020 and 2021 as his example years, which, by the way, my daughter was born in 2020, so I also had a newborn on top of lockdown. Tell me how the most logical people can say these types of things as if there wasn't a major pandemic going on, and as if your life doesn't change with a newborn, and as if money isn't needed for things. These are the logical people. Before I had kids, I was working and I was out all the time. Then, when my son was maybe 3, I worked for a Californian company for like a year, all remote, obviously. Then that business shut down because the owner was just not business minded at all. And I was pregnant anyway. Then lockdown. It just feels like he expected me to be the fun 20 something with my own money, but also be the perfect stay at home mom and wife who is always available for whatever he needs. What he wanted was a girl with a trust fund, which, alas, I do not have. That Osage oil money ran out with my mom. Ooh, this screenshot is where the cautionary tale comes in about what you need to do if you do plan on being a stay at home mom. Anyway, Ruth says, anyway, I see all this talk on here about being a stay at home mom is like the highest calling or but they leave out the part where it leaves you financially dependent on a man who you'd better hope doesn't just change his mind about you one day when you have 2 small kids. Because if he does change his mind and you don't have a career to fall back on, he's going to hurl you into poverty. If he changed his mind in a few more years, I'd have set myself up already and been back to work. But he did it when I have a toddler. So, anyway, I was always kind of working because I did all this research and permaculture design on this farm. He's just taking credit for absolutely everything he can. It's his property. My name isn't even on it. That's the reason why I said this sounds like a psychological thriller. So everything that I've done has been erased and he gets all the credit. Like the time he got nominated for a Farming for Nature award and wasn't even going to put my name on it, despite how much that would have helped my career plans. Then, to add insult to injury, by the way, he's now talking about setting up a forest school that could employ his mistress. I introduced him to everything that makes up his current personality, by the way. Another part of the psychological thriller. All of her creativity, he's now using it. He is cosplaying as this person that she was. Okay, I introduced him to everything that makes up his current personality, by the way: permaculture, rotational grazing, regenerative agriculture. He never heard of anything until he met me. He was just doing the same soil depleting tillage his dad had done for 20 plus years. The soil was dead. Then he met me. I introduced him to Masanobu cuz I'm sorry, I can't read that name, work. And then everything else I'd spent the several previous years learning. He told me I could move here, we could build this epic project together. Then he proceeded to steal all my ideas and designs. He took all of her work and said it was his. And then he locked her out. Susie Q says, our situations are eerily similar, not the farming part, but the husband part. I believed in the dream too, sacrificed myself to achieve it. It helps me to know I'm not the only one who was deceived into this existence, and recognize that we have all been taught to believe in this, like we are supposed to become one and we're supposed to be a team. But it does not work as a team if somebody else is only there for themselves and looking to mine your creativity. Rue responds with, is such a high trust situation, and they don't really emphasize that part enough. And that's the reason why you have got to have a plan B, C, D, G, all the plans, because you just never know. And this is where also you have got to put your name on things. You cannot just let them, think that they're going to take care of you. You just cannot. This person says, that sucks. You really need to know your husband's heart when you marry him. How are you going to know your husband's heart if they are liars, if they are deceivers, if they're manipulators? This is the reason why I don't like when people do this, because you cannot know. I mean, how are you supposed to know that someone is manipulating? This person says, this is a highly informative thread, which is a great foil to men's current gripe against marriage due to no fault divorce. I hope this starts a dialogue among the two sexes. I don't think that a dialogue is really that important. I think that we need to be talking to women. Women are who our target should be, because women have been taught to give and give and give. And these people are miniature colonizers. They want to suck as much from you as possible. Women, we have the capacity for creativity. We can multitask. We can still handle what needs to be handled in the home. We are still able to, if we can, if the kids are a little bit older, go back to work, all of this. And so we are doing this seamlessly. And so they come in and they take the credit, they take our creativity, they take our ideas. If you get one that is a dud. And like I said at the beginning, this is the reason why the men's want to go back into the office. This is the reason why getting stuck with a group project with one of these people kind of sucks, because they rely on you and your unpaid labor and expect you to just do for them, and they could just slap their name on it. We have got to stop allowing them to slap their name on it. And you got to kind of guard your creativity process a little bit. I mean, you can share. I mean, obviously, if you are in a healthy relationship, you're sharing somewhat, but I don't know how to protect. How do you protect from something like this when women are taught to not have boundaries, to give and give and give? I don't really know the answer to this one. That's the reason why I said this is like a psychological thriller. This is like a horror story. And like this person at the bottom says, that's awful. And it kept getting worse as I read. It absolutely did. This is a terrible, a terrible story. And I hope I'm going to follow this creator. I hope that it works out on the back end, because if she is going through a divorce, I really hope that some judge comes in and gives her her due, because if she is the brains behind it, then she should get some kind of compensation. But also the good thing, once she takes herself out of it, the man is going to be stunted where he is. She has the capacity to rebuild and remaneuver and do things again. So I wish this person nothing but the best. You guys go ahead. Let me know what you think. How could this person have seen something? What can we do for the next woman? I don't have any answers for that, but that's the reason why I create this content, so that we can brainstorm together. Jump in the comments, like, comment, share.